Morning guys, welcome to the Shades. And it's been back almost like after 2 weeks making this video. So interesting why I didn't make videos. I wanted to take a time off. I made my last video against the loss was Valencia, and then we lost Liverpool, which we incidentally played well in that match, but we still lost that match. Then we had a match against Grimsby, which we won 7-1, and then the match against Brighton, which we won pretty well, 2-0 at home. And then we had the yesterday's match, which again, thinking about all the videos I could have made over the last couple of weeks. Well, I didn't. I wanted to take my time off and think about it. But today I'm back. Good win yesterday against Lille. Good thing. But I want to talk about some pressing issues, which I think it's just been thinking about those issues. Now, first and foremost, good that to see some of the players are back. Good to see Reece James getting his first Champions League start. What a day for that guy to start a match as Champions League. Tammy Abraham getting to play and scoring a goal in the Champions League, his first goal in the Champions League. That's amazing. His was his birthday yesterday, so happy belated birthday, Tammy. Happy belated birthday to Michi Batshuayi. However, he did not get a chance to play. Anyway, doesn't matter, and not everyone gets to play. So I will come to that only. Mason Mount had a good game, though I still believe that maybe he needs a rest, or if not a rest, maybe a little bit of movement. So we'll come into all that. So from the time I made my last video, this Valencia, where we lost, we come into Liverpool. We played well, as I stated before, and we are the kind of Chelsea team we used to be. If you remember 15 years, 20 years ago, when we used to pretty much struggle against some of the so-called smaller teams, and used to play well against the top teams like the Manchester Uniteds and the Arsenals of those days. Though we used to pretty much lose to Arsenal, Leeds United those days. But in recent time, if you look at it, against Liverpool, it looked like we played pretty well. Though we lost, it was not many people were expecting us to even go there and get something. Even the VAR issue, had the VAR issue not thing happened, then we would have maybe got a point out of the match, which would be great. Now, so we pretty much knew that we will be losing, we will not be getting much against Liverpool. But then it comes to Grimsby match, we scored 7 goals, unexpected. Nobody expecting us scoring 7 goals. Maybe 3-1 would have been a very good result. Most of us would have been very happy with the 3-1 scoreline. And we ended up scoring 7 goals for Grimsby, and most of those goals were scored by the academy players. Great thing going. And then we played Brighton over the last weekend, and it's 2 goals. Again, good. Willian scored it. And Jorginho scoring the penalty, which is a very cool penalty. I mean, with him on the team, I don't see a reason why somebody else needs to take a penalty. Barkley, I mean to say. So now, then Lille, against Lille yesterday, Tammy Abraham, good goal. And then Willian had a very good goal. I mean, that was, I think it's a miss hit, but who cares? I mean, at the end of the day, we got a goal. Against last week also, against Willian, got a deflection, got it going. So these have been good things. And at the end of the day, when, like I've been saying in my Twitter account, I'll give the link below. If you guys want to follow me, you can go and do that. Now, as I was saying in the Twitter account, at the end of the season, if we finish in the top 4, nobody will remember this. Like, if you remember last season, how things were around November and onwards, when a lot of the players didn't want to play for Surrey. But at the end of the season, last season, when we finished top 3 and won the Europa Cup, not too many people down the years will remember how tough it was. Now, the thing is that most people won't remember what is happening right now at Chelsea. Now, we have a academy rebellion going on, in the sense we have a bunch of academy players who are playing in the first team. Seeing Reece James playing a Champions League match, Hudson-Odoi coming in as a sub, Tammy Abraham, Mason Mount, all coming in, shows that how good our academy players are and how much they are getting a chance under Frank. However, keeping all these things in mind, and again, as I stated in the first thing that's in the video, that if we finish top 4 in coming May, even I would be very happy. I wouldn't mind who is playing, who is not playing. But saying that, when you have a player like Pulisic, and this Pulisic thing is going on for quite some time, and I see a lot of Chelsea fans are divided about it, me too. When you buy a player like Pulisic, and if he's not even in the subs bench, then that is a cause of concern. Maybe there's a difference of opinion between Frank and Pulisic, and maybe Lampard and Pulisic had a different opinion. Maybe that's the reason why Pulisic has been told, take some time off, get back when I'm telling you to get you back. But if you look at it, I mean, see, Ross Barkley was not in the team, but if you look at it, a player like Pulisic comes in, whatever the price tag is, 58 mil, would you not make him play or at least be in your subs bench? Think about it. He played last season for Dortmund in the Champions League. He plays against Real Madrid last season, among many other teams. And right now, he is not even in the subs bench. So you have players like Pedro and Willian, whom you need. Now, for all those people who think Chelsea is a young squad and a young developmental squad, understand we are. But we need our senior players. We need the likes of Pedro, we need the Giroux, we need the Williams, we need Alonso, we need these players, Jorginho, Kovacic, Kante. We need these experienced players as well. We cannot let all our 18 and 20-year-olds and go out and play there, expecting them to give us results. They would not. It will not be so easy. So we need these players as well. So at this one point, I agree with Frank, where Frank is not playing Pulisic and bringing on Willian and Pedro because they have the experience. A little like what Sarri did last season. If you remember, Sarri was not playing Hudson-Odoi last season, and he was playing Pedro at certain time, playing Pedro and Willian, and a lot of us were not happy about it. A similar thing right now when Pulisic is not getting played, but as we know, we will have to play around 40-45 matches in the next few months. There's a very good chance Pulisic keeps his confidence and positivity. He's going to come back into the first team. But saying that, I still believe Frank, if he can give Reece James a chance, he can give Mason Mount regular chances. There is a point when Pulisic can at least be on the bench, come in the last 10-15 minutes, make a difference. I know, yesterday's match against Lille, it was Hudson-Odoi who came in. So obviously if Hudson-Odoi comes in, Pulisic cannot come in. He cannot bring both of them in. But saying that, there should be some matches where Pulisic can feature in at least for 10-15 minutes. He cannot be on the subs bench, or he cannot be out of the team, and he can gain confidence no matter how much you practice. You cannot gain confidence by just practicing. I mean, I know Frank has praised Batshuayi. A month back, Michy Batshuayi was nowhere close to the team, similar to what's happening to Pulisic right now. Giroud and Tammy was the first choice. But if you look at Batshuayi has come into the team, he is playing his 15 minutes, though, excuse me, though yesterday he did not start, he did not get any match time, any minutes, but he's part of the team now. Frank is seeing, maybe that is what Frank wants from Pulisic. So from one point of view, I can understand what Frank might be thinking, but at the same time, if you're a fan, you want to see Pulisic play, you want to see him at least play 10-15 minutes, 20 minutes, get his act together, give him some half an hour. Against some teams, just don't let him play in League Cup and, in January, FA Cup and all that. We need to see him play. But at the end of the day, Pulisic needs to have some game time for his confidence to go up. If he's coming up in the media and saying that I have not got a proper feedback, then he will be saying, then that is something like he doesn't know what he is doing at this moment. We don't want a situation with him. He is a world-class player. I'm not saying, and I'm pretty sure we have lots of world-class players in Chelsea at this moment. A lot of players who are good enough to become world-class players in the next coming 2-3 seasons. Mason Mount, Tammy Abraham, Reece James, Christensen, Tomori. Oh, great player. I just want to say Tomori, what a great player he's become. I expected him to be the fourth choice. He has become like the first choice defender for Chelsea, at least at this moment. It's great. Then if you keep all these things in mind, he could also be one of them. Maybe he's not an academy player. So, and a little more pressing issue I will talk about with the Pulisic thing and Frank. So it's for Frank Lampard. I'm pretty sure nobody's going to watch this, especially Frank will not watch it. But I'm saying, if you look at the recent matches that we are playing, and we're good. We are not taking lightly any of the teams. All the teams are good. But for the recent matches that we are playing against, safe to say, below average teams. These are not your top teams. Grimsby Town is your top team. Brighton, no disrespect, but still, it's not a top 10 team in the Premier League. Lille might be finished second last season in the French league. It's not a top team. They have some good players, not like what Chelsea has right now. A good bunch of individual players. Create the dream, but they're not a top team. Once in the coming days, we are playing a West Ham, we are playing an Everton. we play a few other teams, and I'm not talking about the big teams. So we are going to play average teams, above average teams, and then the big teams like Man City, Liverpool. I'm not even going there. But if we are some of the Chelsea fans and some people alike think that beating a Grimsby Town 7-1, beating some team 5 goals to 2, beating some team 2-0, beating a one team in the Champions League 2-1 means we have done a great job. Think again. These are, again, no disrespect, below par teams. These are not your top teams we are beating. Think about it. Tomorrow we are going to play Ajax, 2 legs coming up. Again we are going to play Valencia. That will be away to Mestalla. The way we lost to Valencia at home, and Valencia, when we lost to Valencia at Stamford Bridge 2 weeks back, they were struggling. Now they have won a couple of matches. They are in the top 10 right now in La Liga, in the early stages. I know everything. But they were like 17th or something when we lost to Valencia. So a decent team, we are not won against a decent team. I mean, and many of you would not agree with me, but if you understand what I'm trying to say, beating 7-1 to Grimsby, beating 5-2 to Norwich, 2-0 against Brighton, again, no disrespect to Brighton or Norwich, and again beating Lille, which is good in the Champions League. Beating any team in Champions League is not easy, but even getting a point away from home, 3 points away from home is good. But we have really not come against a a decent team. Whoever we have come against, we have not done well. We lost to Manchester United 4 goals. I know it was unlucky, but look at the way Manchester United and Arsenal played this Monday night. It was a horrible presentation of football at the end of the day, and we lost to them 4-0. Leicester, who is playing well, they came at Stamford Bridge and drew with us. They could have easily won that match. We were lucky that time. So Sheffield, they also drew with us, which was a decent playing team, and they are number 12 or something, maybe below us. But there are a couple of teams which we have not played, and as I said, West Ham, Everton, a few other teams who will be 7th or 8th in the Premier League, a few other teams like Ajax coming up in the Champions League. And then we will know how our team is going to play. We have been in the recent times in the next few matches as well, in the Premier League as well. We are going to play some matches against some teams which might be, are teams which can get 3 points. But to all the fans out there who think that we have got a great team now, I expected the likes of Loftus-Cheek is coming back, Hudson-Odoi is almost back. Hopefully Rudiger will be back soon. Emerson will be back soon, but that doesn't mean that we have the team which can go out there and beat these teams, because these are average, below average teams. We are beating them good enough, but the average and the above average teams, that is where we will see how much we can get with them. Now, if you look at Frank's last season with Derby County, Frank plays some very good football, but he doesn't win matches. I mean, there was a time when Derby was playing well last season, and they still finished 6th, made it to the qualification round, and then finally lost to Aston Villa. But if you look at Frank, his football is exciting, the team plays well. Then what happens? They score goals, they concede goals. Similar thing what's happening right now. There's nothing different. We are scoring goals, we're conceding goals. So maybe we take a 2-0 up in the match, and then we concede 2 goals. Similar things used to happen to him at Derby County last season, and then we used to lose matches. So a lot of matches Frank played exciting football. A lot of Chelsea fans have talked about it, that the season is great, look at the football we are playing, unlike the football we were playing last season, understand. But at the end of the day, what really matters is the result. At the end of the day, what really matters is the 3 points. It's not about playing great football and then drawing and losing the match. We need to also win some matches. So against these teams, with all due respect to the likes of Lille and Brighton and Norwich City and Grimsby Town, all due respect to them, still these are not the type of teams we are expecting to lose. These are the kind of teams we are expecting to win within the 60 minutes, get a 2-0 or a 3-0 or a 3-1 within the 60 minutes, and they'll give some of your players who are in the subs bench half an hour, 20 minutes to show if they are match fit or not. However, against Lille FUC, it was not so easy. Even if that Kepa save wouldn't have happened, it would have been very well 2-2. So we know we are struggling against some of these teams. So it's just a charade. It's just something in front of our eyes because we are winning 2-3 matches, because the way we won against Grimsby and 5 goals in Norwich, people are expecting, oh wow, we are having a whale of a time. It's not like that. Let a decent team come up. We'll find out how good of a team we have. No disrespect to our younger players, they're playing well. They have a lot to learn. They will play much more football in the coming seasons. In the next 2-3 seasons, we'll see these guys are going to be top players like Harry Kane, Dele Alli. Why I'm giving Spurs players examples, I don't know, but I'm just saying, giving an example. But understand this thing. At this moment, Frank needs to really think about it, that these are not the top kind of teams or above average teams we are playing. Good win. Any team, any win is a good winning as any team. It doesn't matter which team you are playing, but still, keep in mind, these are not your top teams. These are not even an Everton or a Leicester City or, as I said, West Ham, even that category as well. So now we have to see how they play. The other issue is many fans are very excited about the fact that some of our players are returning. Hudson-Odoi is almost back. Good. Reece James is back. He got his first start, as I said before. We're soon to see Loftus-Cheek back. I'm hoping that Emerson and Rudiger will be back very soon. But if you look at what Sarri said last season, just saying about Sarri, and a lot of you don't like Sarri, that Loftus-Cheek has a back problem and he might have to play all his life with that back problem. So that means that he might not be fully fit playing 2-3 seasons without any problems. He will have problems, he will play a few matches, he will have problems, he'll sit out. And again, Rudiger, for example, I mean, I have stated before that I don't know what the medical staff at Chelsea is all about. I mean, you say that our player is fully fit, then he plays 45 minutes, again gets injured, and now for the last 2 weeks we don't even see him. So what kind of fitness test they are doing, how they can say this player is fit when he plays for 45 minutes and there's a recurrence. So the same goes with N'Golo Kante. Kante is coming in, playing one match, looks he's fit, then he's going back for a couple of weeks not playing. He plays Liverpool, then he did not play, he played against Lille. We needed him, it's a big match, we needed those 3 points. Saying that we need our players to be fully fit and raring to go. I said it before in one of my older videos, that these players to be fully fit. A Rudiger needs to be coming in and being a defender. I've seen what John Terry was. We need a defender who can play, not getting injured. Now Rudiger, if you look at for the last 6 months, is getting injured every other match. Now Emerson has got injured. Reece James is back. Hopefully he will not get injured. Hudson-Odoi, I feel, has an injury-prone career. I think he will play well, but he will get injured from time to time. Loftus-Cheek, hopefully he will not get injured sooner. But he has a back problem issue. I think he will get injured from time to time. But most of the players like Rudiger, like Reece James, they should be back. Rudiger, the whole medical thing, I didn't understand what the medical staff over there in London was doing. When they put in for lengthy off, he comes back and again gets injured and now is nowhere to be seen. So these things have to be taken into context of how Chelsea will play in the coming days, because if you're expecting, a lot of Chelsea fans are expecting that Chelsea players will be back and suddenly we'll be a strong team and suddenly we'll start beating every other team and suddenly we'll be in the top 4. Not going to happen so easily. That doesn't happen so easily. A lot of our players will come in and there's a chance some of them will again get injured. And even if they play well, there's a good chance that it might not go as easily, because the way Frank plays, I know different formations and all that, it's not easy because we concede too much. A good point about the conceding factor. A lot of our players are very tall. Alonso, I came across, 6'1". Tammy Abraham, 6'3". Tomori is 6. Zuma is 6'1". Some of these players are all tall and still conceding goals from set pieces. What about that? We need a defensive coach or something. We need somebody to work on the set pieces. How can we concede goals on set pieces? Also, big problem, zonal marking. Well, I'm pretty sure some of you have already raised your voice in zonal marking. That is something we need to look at. We cannot zonally mark, we need to mark those players. So Frank has, he's inexperienced, but I love Frank, we all love Frank, for what he has done for Chelsea as a player. But this is as a manager, he needs to really get going to understand what he needs to do. We are playing low-key teams, no disrespect, but as time goes on, we'll have to see how we manage to play against better teams. And better teams are coming at us. We need to get us act together. I know it's a good win. We are winning matches, 3 matches on the trot we have won. I'm still concerned with the Pulisic issue. Hopefully Frank will understand and bring Pulisic back into the first team. I let it go at here. I still had a lot to say. I said a little bit. You guys let me know what you guys think in the comment section as always. But till next time, bye bye.